Yeah, no, Halloween hit, and holy smokes, the film landscape
Yeah.
as we know it changed. Horror movies definitely changed, but yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, so that was the building up to Halloween. So now we actually have Halloween. Now it has to be called Halloween 1978.
Yes.
Because there's a couple
just,
other ones, but yeah.
Halloween 78.
Halloween 1978
Well,
is now upon us. No.
I did forget this. When they decided to, they thought let's just call it Halloween. Has that been done before? So they did some research, and at that point, to the best of their own knowledge and resources at the time, they could not find any film title or any sort of production that had the title Halloween or any derivative of Halloween in it at that time. So, I mean, I'm sure there's other stuff that was named Halloween or had a Halloween that maybe never got off the ground, but this was the first thing, like first film or moving picture named Halloween.
Well, I think IMDb came up with some random stuff, but they didn't have that then. So
yeah,
it was stuff I'd never heard of. So it's unlikely they'd ever found anything.
I mean, it was probably like like a local filmmaker made it and they aired it in his hometown cinema.
Yeah,
something small or like I mean, well, I was going to say it like something as small as Lloyd Kaufman level, but no, that man made he's responsible for the Toxic Avenger. That man is he's a saint.
But yes, Halloween
weird old man.
Halloween 1978. Yeah, I think I already brought this up, but yeah, if we're looking at like just the slasher genre, possible. I don't know if I'd have to consider if I'd think about it as my best horror movie, but like just looking at the slasher genre, I really think this is the best one. Like, what comparison is there? As much as there's lots of ones that I like. Holy shit, this is next level.
Yeah, there are a lot of them that I like, but this one, it's so weird. This movie, like, there's different elements of it throughout. Even Carpenter's score that whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think it's just his choice of notes, where he kind of has ones that are soothing, and then one that is intentionally played out key to make you put you on edge.
Yes, yeah.
And it's just wish I had my guitar because I would actually play what I mean exactly. But yeah, like and even just the atmosphere of everything. You see all the leaves blowing in the wind, that fall atmosphere for it being May in California. Yeah, that's very surprising.
I actually saw them talk about that. They had access to 3 actual pumpkins. And what they were doing was they were getting gourds that kind of were shaped like pumpkins and painting them orange if they need additional ones.
Yep.
And it makes sense, man. You ever try to buy a pumpkin in spring or summer? Good luck.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck. You can buy plenty of gourds and stuff, but
nowadays you might be able to go online and get like an artificial pumpkin or something.
Oh, you could. Yeah, you could buy fake ones, or like those.
How they have back then, fuck it.
Yeah, fuck that. Fucking no, man.
Yeah, if they're watching this, they're like, man, we didn't make it in 2021, you fuckers. Go online and buy a pumpkin. Fuck you.
You peasants.
Yeah. But yeah, this is a movie that has like almost entirely atmosphere. And you brought up how it was made for $320,000. Part of that was $70,000 just for this fancy camera John Carpenter wanted to use. It was one of the first
Yep.
uses
Dude,
of a steady cam. It was used
it was
primarily,
Panasonic's.
yes, for the opening shot, which is this huge long
Yeah.
take that isn't actually a huge long take because they only had so much film they could put into this thing at once. It was like 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah, I think like the whole sequence actually took up almost a full reel of film. So there are different points in there where you could see that where if you know where to look, you'll point out the cuts.
Yeah.
And I'll see if I remember them.
The biggest cut I know
watched.
the biggest cut I know of is when he puts on the mask.
Yes. There's also one right before, like as they're turning to go to look down the stairs, as Michael's going down the stairs, that turn and like long down cut. that's like the third one. And I want to say the first one is he'll put on the mask, and the second one is about right as they're about to go into the door. So you see this frame of the door and him turning in like that. It's like cut. So as something passes through this eye is when the cut is.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
I think it's something like that. I watched something where Deborah Hill was like had it playing side by side, just like, and there's a cut, and that is there. And right now we're walking down the stairs. Cameraman's right next to me. My arm is just held out because that's her arm in the entire opening sequence. That's Deborah Hill's. She's Michael Myers.
Oh, I didn't realize.
A lot of people did also play. Yeah, a lot of people did play Michael Myers throughout this entire movie.
Nick Castle was like the primary, but like lots of times it'd just be like, "Hey, you're Michael today."
put on these overalls. Like I think the scenes of him getting shot and falling out of the balcony, that's the stunt coordinator. And one of the close-up shots, like I think all the ones of him driving is also the stunt coordinator.
Anything that's slightly risky, the stunt guy's going to be there.
Stunt guy's got it. Yeah. Oh no, we got a stunt coordinator. It's cool. We don't have stunt guys. We just have a coordinator.
Yeah, no,
he's going to tell everyone
probably why it's him because
and what I want them to do.
Yeah. They don't have stunt guys. They have a stunt guy. I'm sure.
Yeah, they have a stunt man. A stunt man.
Driving's mildly risky. You do it.
Well, a lot of the things I also read about this were that I guess everyone was wearing a lot of hats while they made this because it's like, young production, very small production crew. I think Donald Pleasance had said it was one of the smallest production crews he had ever worked on. Like he was ever a part of. Not saying it like in a disparaging way though.
No.
He was a very polite Englishman. In every interview I've seen him talk about this, he is always very polite, and he always seems to kind of speak really fondly of his time on this film. Like I think he really and genuinely enjoyed the character.
Well, I think.
He kept coming back.
if we go on from the franchise, we can see like he had a degree of dedication to this. He hung around for a while. Honestly, he hung around till his death.
Yeah, he did it up until Curse, the final category in the Pink Panther trilogy.
Yes. But yes,
going back. Return, Revenge, Curse.
Yeah, but going back to the camera work, because the camera work in this movie, it's not just the opening shot. Yeah. There is amazing artistry in a lot of this camera work.
It really is, and even like how I had mentioned how they're used to shadows in this.
Yes.
It is just there's so much that you see and you don't see. Like a good example is when Bob and Linda pull up in front of the house. And you see like this one shot on them of Bob getting out of the car, going around, letting Linda out, and picking her up, going up into the house. All of that was just one full long take because we get to see all of that. And it's just that suspense building, It's nighttime. You just see them being young, wild, careless, being young and just having fun on Halloween night. But we as the audience know there's a fucking killer in there.
Yeah.
What the are you two doing?
Well, it's the other thing. Like, he plays with your background. It's all the stuff, like lots of stuff that, like, just out of your view, slightly out of focus, little thing in the background. Well,
and then they go in the house, right? So you see them like talking, and then she finds out, they're gone for the whole night. So you see them go down and make out, and the camera draws back. draws back a little bit out of the room, and Michael's fucking standing in the hallway
Mm-hmm.
watching.
Yeah.
And you just think, Jesus fucking Christ, how long has he been there?
Mm-hmm.
They even also in that scene when they get up to go upstairs, you see kind of PJ Still's trip over the dolly track.
Yeah. I totally missed that, but
Yeah, I in one of the things I found doing research, I found an interview with her, and she had said, "Yeah," and John kept it in there.
mm-hmm. Well,
My clumsiness immortalized forever.
there's another little technical thing that I didn't know until it was said, and then I rewatched the movie and I totally saw it. When at the very beginning of the movie, they drive to the sanitarium. All these inmates are driving around. Michael runs up on top of the car. He hits the window and it cracks.
Yeah.
When you see that hand,
Yeah.
you see
Yeah.
there's actually a flesh painted wrench attached right here to break the window.
Yeah. I that was pointed out to me the third time I watched that.
Yeah, I had never seen it before, and then I heard it mentioned, and I watched the scene, and you see it for like an instant, it's like clear as day, just this flesh-covered wrench
Yeah.
right there.
And now whenever I watch it,
Yeah.
I hear the sound of a wrench hitting glass.
Yeah, and if you look at like
And
how
it's just
how it cracks it is exactly how like it's the pattern of a wrench.
It's the pattern of a wrench.
Because
funny.
hey, guess what?
It's that magic power of Thorn.
Ooh. Yeah, no, I don't think they had thought that out yet, believe it or not.
I don't think anybody thought that out.
Well, that's the thing. When they were writing this, here's according to the documentary, the movies that made us on Netflix, which was weird. It had a lot of interesting stuff. I do not like how like they set up that as like a cartoony. Like if you actually watch that series, they set up as like a cartoony thing, which I didn't like that presentation. I'd never seen an episode before.
It's a little whack.
Yeah, but it has lots of interesting information in it. And one of the things they brought up was how the original script was written by Deborah Hill. So, like, the Raw storyline was her.
Yeah.
Then John came over.
Then she also wrote all the dialogue for the girls.
Yes.
Totally.
What John did mostly was he came up and he did, like, the mythology behind it. You know, the who is Michael, the dark evil, the boogeyman. That was his stuff. This is mostly a Deborah Hill story.
Yeah. But she is.
Yeah,
they both were a great team together, and I think together it is definitely pulls from a lot of elements because this documentary I watched about the making of Halloween 20 years later. It was obviously something that was made throughout the production of Halloween H2O.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Documentary. Yeah, in this documentary, they were talking about the 1978 because the majority of the people they interviewed were all the stars of that. So it was Chief Brackett, obviously Jamie Lee Curtis, and I could tell it was from H2O because the hair.
Yeah,
girl, I know that hair. And it also had PJ Stoles.
Nice.
And Carpenter and Deborah Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Also, did you know that Carpenter actually wrote like the role of Linda, who was played by PJ Stoles, for PJ Stoles? He solely wrote it just for her, based off of her performance in Carrie, of her supporting.
That's right. She was, yeah.
And also her boyfriend Bob in that. They originally wanted to cast her boyfriend at the time, or I'm not sure if it was her husband or her boyfriend. But I think it was her boyfriend or her partner, Dennis Quaid.
Oh, jeez.
Can you imagine Dennis Quaid being the guy who got pinned up on the fucking cupboard?
That would have been kind of epic. And was Dennis Quaid really famous back then? That might have been like a hell of a little like Easter egg in there.
Yeah, but that wasn't Dennis Quaid.
No, it definitely wasn't. But yeah.
But if it was, man, that would have been a hell of Easter egg.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that he was just starting out because I know that he and his brother had been in showbiz since they were kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I know his brother Randy before he went Randy Quaid. I mean, it's sad. I feel bad for him because I always enjoyed even his serious stuff. He was a great actor.
I'm not gonna lie.
I feel bad for the guy.
I always felt he was a better actor than Dennis, but Dennis was better
Yeah,
looking.
yeah, Dennis was better looking, but Randy was
But
the better actor.
damn, Randy
Absolutely.
went down a dark path, and now it's like I laugh and I feel sorry at him at the same time whenever I
I
see him.
do. I
It's
mean,
like
no, don't
it's
get me
funny,
wrong.
but oh god,
Anytime I see him in the news, I go, "Oh, Randy, oh, so you
yeah,
came out of the
oh
trailer for
dear,
some light. Oh man, oh, hey, maybe that'll get some circulation from his viewers.
yeah, yay.
Yay! Oh God, but yeah, but he did write that whole part for her, and he also encouraged her to, add a little bit of yourself in there. So that is
Hmm.
why, Linda said totally, because PJ would say totally a lot at that point.
Hmm.
In fact, in the interview I found with her, there's somebody had asked, like, do people still come up to you and say it? Yeah, I get that about as much as I get people to, or as much as people ask me to sign their Ramones records because she was in rock and roll high school.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of cool, actually. I was like, oh, I mean, I wouldn't have her sign my Ramones records,
Hmm.
but that's cool that, people ask her to.
What I yeah. It's kind of like this story. What I like about is it's so simple. We essentially just have three babysitters getting stalked by this killer. He sees uh
Yeah,
he sees Lori and Tommy at the house quickly. He stalks them. He finds out about the other two by stalking them. He just goes by and
yeah,
kills them. That is the story, beginning to
yeah.
end.
That's,
That's it.
well, escaped mental patient,
Yeah.
stalks babysitters, like, cut and dry.
Hmm.
That's easy.
Yeah. And it's
But he just, Carpenter and everyone, like the whole crew, just
mhm.
they were able to tell such a story,
Yeah.
and it's just, I mean, I'll admit, when I was much younger and I just like being over at a friend's house watching these movies for the first time ever as like a young kid, probably like maybe 9 or 10, something like that. Walking home, and we'd watch them always, around Halloween. So there's leaves falling, the wind's blowing, the sun's down, the street lights are on. I'm the only one walking home. There was a few moments where just in my head I just heard the dun, dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, and just look around. No, I'm fine. Movie. It's a movie. Pick up the pace a little. it,
What's the thing?
it stays with you. It stays with you, and there's always that little bit of fear. Leaving the parking lot, leaving the movie theater when you see a scary movie. That little bit of fear that just runs through your head. Just it wouldn't happen, but it's just ooh. This movie, for I don't know, for me at least, Halloween, it stayed with me more than any other horror movie ever did.
Well, without doubt. And one of the things about the
Oh yeah,
music, um, yeah, it's been a while since I rewatched this. But, well, I rewatched it yesterday, but I rewatched it for a specific purpose because I remember one time watching it and noting that, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I remember noting that the Halloween theme only plays during like the credits or when Michael is there. Period. And
it plays.
they don't play with it outside of that. Like
It doesn't
obviously
play
there's
the
little
credits.
stingers and stuff like that, but
Well, yeah, I think it plays during the credits, but
yeah.
it definitely, yeah, it does. I want to say Mr. Sandman plays during the original credits,
Oh, that sounds familiar. There might be something like
but
that.
I also think it might be two where it plays it, which is where I really kind of wonder where that association came from because that has never been touched on before ever.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. But
Yeah,
yes, God, this movie is amazing. If you haven't seen Halloween 1978, like, yeah, sure, we brought up stuff, we probably spoiled stuff like we always do, but this movie is an experience. It's
it
not.
really is.
It's not like it doesn't matter. You've seen like this story. If you've seen any slasher, you know this story. But this movie is it's craft. It is brilliant presentation at its finest. It's here's a simple idea. We're gonna do the best fucking job with this idea we can.
They even do jump scares better than anything out today. Like a good
Oh yeah.
example, great example actually, and this
Mm-hmm.
is like the most perfect example of this is how a jump scare should be. Really quickly, show some kids, one daring another, like, you're chicken if you don't go up there.
Mm.
So I'm like, I am not. ran up and did it. Dr. Loomis is standing guard of the Myers house. The kids were daring each other to go inside the house, as kids did to the haunted house in their neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Something fell off the windowsill, and I fucking ran.
Yeah.
Fuck that, man.
Yeah.
But Sam Loomis is hiding, and he's like, "Honey, get your ass away from there!" In like a creepy voice. Kids fucking bolts, as you know. Again, fucking, I would too. Fuck that. And you see Sam's kind of satisfied with himself that he gave some kids a good scare on Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And you see him just getting comfortable, and we're getting comfortable too, because it's like, okay,
a moment of levity, yeah.
Yeah, that moment's okay, cool, we're safe. But there was no real tension. A hand just comes out of just in the frame and taps him. As soon as we realize the hand is in frame, it grabs him, and camera change to Sheriff Brackett. That's how you do a jump scare. No music, no nothing, just complete ambient air.
The whole thing is craft in that just seeing that hand come out of nowhere. Just for a second, you're like, what the fuck? And then it just grabs him. And you see Loomis jump, and we are right there with him. It shoves us into his place.
Yeah. That is how you tell a story without relying on a score.
Yes.
You can also achieve this effect by getting comfortable with a scene, as the one I explained earlier with Bob and Linda inside the house. We stay in this living room shot at them for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
We get very comfortable. We're just that awkward third wheel while they're making out on the couch, and we're just sitting in the room with them.
Mm-hmm.
But then it does a slow reveal just to see them. Now that they do kind of rely on a score, but it's usually a score that I believe on the soundtrack is listed as the shape sound, or is the shape song.
Yeah.
And it starts off with
Did you disconnect?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just so beautiful. No, I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, no, you cut out for like the last 10 seconds or so. Oh, you're cutting out again.
Just moved. Oh, okay.
Hold on, let's give it a few moments to make sure it stabilizes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, I think you're good. You were talking about the music going boom.
Yeah, just like how in that scene we did get a musical note, or just I guess a soundtrack swell of just that when we pan out and to reveal that the shape is in there with Bob and Linda after we were very comfortable in that scene. Mm-hmm. That is just ooh.
Well, that's another thing. Like lots of times, like he uses the camera like a character in lots of shots, which is great craft. Because lots of times when we're like hovering over a character, it's a little bit at distance. Kind of like Michael. Lots of times he's giving us the shot from Michael's perspective, which is shit.
Like we see that from in the beginning, in the opening shot, but it's also something that later films in the franchise would occasionally remember that they did that and do a callback to. But it was it was best done in 4. But
yeah, 4 is not bad. It's been a while, but 4, as I recall, is pretty decent.
Yeah, the police don't have a theme song.
God, yeah. We don't talk about that. But
no.
But we hinted at Michael. And one thing we got to talk about is that mask. The story behind the mask from Tommy Wallace.
Boldly go.
Yes, he went to a Halloween store and he actually bought 2 masks. He bought a clown mask, but he was also looking for more of a distinctive mask. And he saw at first a Spock mask, and he thought the price was a little bit too high. But underneath it, there's a William Shatner, a bit cheaper for that one. So he got the William Shatner, he took it home, spray painted it white, and then darkened the main hair. And then they just
tousled it up too.
Yeah,
I think he removed the eyebrows.
Yeah, he cut out the eyebrows. Yes, I forgot about that.
And the sideburns.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then then they did test screenings, and the clown was obviously creepy, but the Shatner, he also widened the eyeballs so that there's more space there. But
I remember I found something of John Carpenter talking about that, and his first reaction when Tommy Wallace showed him the clown mask, like, yes, but let's see what else you got.
Mm-hmm.
Just yes, good. That's terrifying.
It's like perfectly like creepy, just for how almost not noteworthy it is. It's noteworthy and almost not noteworthy.
But I have yet to see a picture of the actual clown mask he bought. I couldn't find one. Were you able to find one?
No, they showed one in the movies one, but I don't know if that was just a generic one they found or if that was actually a picture.
Well, that one looked like it went with the kid's costume.
Yes, it did. I wasn't sure if that was actually it or not.
Yeah, I wasn't sure either, but still, I'd like to see that one.
Yes, I would. I would like
if it still exists. I'd like to see the mask.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt it.
At least see a copy of it. Shit.
Yeah, or at least a photograph of it. I'm honestly amazed the original Michael Myers mask is still in one piece.
Yeah,
I'm still amazed at that.
Mm-hmm. But yes, Halloween 1978, absolutely brilliant.
Yes,
love it. Watch it if you haven't seen it. Holy shit.
This is probably the best in the entire series and entire timeline as well.
Yeah, throughout all the timelines, this is the best one. Even in timelines where this movie doesn't exist, it's the best one.
Yes. Well, in 3 out of the 4 timelines, it's the one constant.
Yes, it is. Well, actually, I'm counting in 5 timelines. But yeah, 3 out of 5. This is the beginning point. You know?
Yeah.
I want to go ahead and add some audio credits at the end here. The theme music you're hearing at the beginning and end of this podcast was written and performed by George Johnson, a very good friend of mine. And my current Patreons are Fel Martins, David Lara, and Lindsay Pankhurst. If you'd like to become a patron, go ahead and follow the link down below. Anything you can provide would be incredibly helpful to this channel. We're barely limping by right now. I'd love to make this my full-time job. I'm miles away from that right now. So any help you could provide, just $1 a month would be amazing. You know you want to. All your friends are doing it.